Yeah, right. The worst, I'll call it the strangest currency, where you become an instantaneous millionaire, and then check out why this happened and how it happens. All right, right in front of me will be some of the, I mean, the most common use Vietnamese money. Mm-hmm. It's actually one of the whole world, one of the most inflated currency, the Vietnamese dong. Uh-huh. And I guess I share a story because when I first came to Vietnam to visit, well, I mean, holiday in Ho Chi Minh City, I was being scammed by a taxi driver because he actually gave me the wrong change. And then after that, I started to learn about the currency, and now it's like I'm very well versed. I'd like to share this knowledge to you guys so that you can learn how to pay the correct money, how to receive the correct change, and what to do if you encounter some problems when using the currency. Uh, I hope this video brings some value to your life when you come to Vietnam for travel, holiday, you can like be more smart and give and receive correct change and use them in a various of situations. I'll just share in this vlog, this live stream, like how much of the something costs in the Vietnamese dong, and then how do you convert into USD, and from USD to VND, which is like VND is Vietnam dong, USD is a US dollar, what's the currency rate like, and then how much can maybe 100,000 Vietnamese dong buy something in Vietnam for 500,000, 200,000, and so on. I've been wanting to do this video a long time, but was like too focused doing the long videos that actually I just remembered this, and I'm just impromptu kind of thing now doing this live stream. Once again, thanks everyone for coming to the live stream, and then maybe you guys can consider subscribe to my channel. You find this live stream useful at the end. Okay. Firstly, you will see a lot of color notes there in front, correct? So there are different color notes. And what else do you see there? A lot of numbers, right? You see a lot of numbers from 1,000 all the way to 500,000. And what else do you see there? A person's face, right? An uncle's face. And then beside the color, what color do you see? There is the blue color, red color, green color, yellow color, and a gray color. And what else do you see there? Are they the same sizes or different sizes? Not sure at this moment. Let's explore more. So the first currency that you see will be the 1,000 dong right here. Let's just turn it around for easy seeing. Anyway, I just hope that this video will bring some value to you guys when you come to travel to Vietnam the next time, or if you are planning to, so that you can learn how to identify the correct currency, pay the right amount, receive the right amount of change, um, and then see like if you can understand what they're trying to say. So let's get us started. The first currency, the smallest, actually is 1,000. This 1,000 guys. It's not 1,000 USD, but 1,000 Vietnam dong. This is actually one of the smallest currency in Vietnam. The word 1,000. And this person is Mr. Ho Chi Minh. He was known as Uncle Ho by the Vietnamese people. He was very respected in Vietnam. He served as Prime Minister of the Vietnam from 1945 to 1955, and then he served as President from 1945 until he passed away in 1969. That's about like 25 years of presidency, and then he died at the age of 79 years old on the 2nd September. All these words in Vietnamese, there's serial number. Anyway, this is smallest number, and then in Vietnamese language, they call this the Một Nghìn Dong. Sorry, Một Nghìn Dong. Một Nghìn Dong means 1,000, Một means 1, Ninh means 1,000. Dong is a currency of the Vietnam. So Một Nghìn Dong is 1,000, but in Saigon, they call it Một Ngàn Dong. Một Ngàn Dong. Anyway, let's not get too technical. There's a watermark here, okay, in the back. There's some photo of an elephant. Same thing, 1,000 small here, 1,000 big here, 1,000 big, and 1,000 small in the upper right corner. This is the smallest currency. All this is just the Vietnamese word. It really doesn't matter so much. It's just a pronunciation. Okay, so what can 1,000 buy you in Vietnam? Okay, to understand that, you understand the conversion rate USD, $1 is how much of the Vietnam dong is currently about 25,000 Vietnam dong is equal to $1. So a cup of coffee maybe cost you 30,000 dong, and you just divide by 25,000 to get the amount of the $. So you can see that it's actually quite inflated in the Vietnam currency. So 30,000 dong is like $1.20 of USD. You use 30,000 divided by 25,000. Anyway, in Vietnam, they seldom use the 30 behind. So for 1,000, you just use 1. Later I'll explain more as we got a big currency. And you know that this is the world's strangest currency because it can instantly become a millionaire. Before that, look at these two. One of these notes is 500,000, right? So two of them, you get 1 million. Wow. You are straight away a millionaire, guys. Congratulations. But do you know that 1 million Vietnam dong, what can it buy actually? Can it buy a house? No. Can it buy a car? No. Can it buy it? Can it buy you a bowl of four noodles? 4 noodles? Yes. And it can buy a lot of 4 noodles. Can even go for shopping. But it cannot buy you an iPhone. It's just like the biggest currency note, and it's made from polymer, which is water resistant. And Uncle Ho Bak Ho is still there staring at us with his long beard. This blue color, the largest note, 500,000. And it's kind of smooth here. So you go to ATM, right? Normally you can just withdraw the money and they'll give you, let's say you press 1 million, they'll give you like 2 of these notes. Sometimes they give you a smaller currency, and let's explore the next biggest currency is 200,000, which is like red orange color. Same thing, Uncle Ho here looking at us. The amount 200,000, big one here, small upper right corner, a watermark here, and then at the back there's some photo again. This time was some kind of scenery with the elephant here. Hai Cham Nin Non means 200,000 Vietnam dong. And what can this buy? This is actually like maybe $8, and it can buy you maybe 3 meals a day in Saigon. Let's say 1 meal is about 66,000. A simple meal of 4 noodles, or 2 meals, of a combo meal that includes a drink, or 1 meal at a restaurant. Something like that is not too much, it's not too big. And the next currency biggest one will be the 100,000 is green color. Now it's green color. Look carefully, everyone. Behind. Now it become kind of a temple, I think it's temple of literature in the Hanoi I visited. This beautiful photo here. And then here is a Một Trăm Nghìn Đồng, means 100,000 Vietnam dong. And look at the number. After the 100, there's a dot here that separate the 1,000 from the 100,000. So if you just cover the 30 behind with 100, if you include that, the 30 behind will be 100,000. So it's 100,000 dong. And what can this buy? This is actually $4. If you use 100,000 divided by 25,000, you get the USD amount. $4 can buy you not much, maybe just 2 McDonald's burger in Saigon. One burger is about 50,000, and it can buy you like maybe 3 cups of coffee. And it's not enough to go to the airport from your home. It depends on where you stay, but normally the taxi fare is about 150,000 to 200,000 Vietnam dong. So this is the third biggest currency, and after that we move on to the next biggest currency, which is like kind of reddish purple kind of currency. This is 50,000 Ninh Dong, which is 50,000. Okay, so as usual, if you cover the 30, you get 50, right? And then you include the 30, you get 1,000. So 50,000, this is the amount, and it's like, what can you buy in Vietnam? You can buy you a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and maybe a bowl of 4 noodles, a plate of rice, 1 liter small cheeseburger in McDonald's, and maybe 5 cans of Coca-Cola, 5 cans of Pepsi, and 2 loaves of bread, 50,000 Ninh Dong. Now there's another temple photo with some little tree here. Next we go to the next smaller note, will be 20,000. It's a blue color. Now it's blue color and smaller blue color. So behind, same thing. I think there's a temple again. Oh, and then it's like, what can 20,000 don't buy you in Vietnam? Most probably not much. Just 2 cans of hookah and maybe half a bowl of pho noodles. I'm just joking. They don't sell half a bowl. They sell like either 1 bowl or 2 bowl of pho noodles. 20,000 dong is like maybe 80 cents US dollar. 20,000 divided by 25,000, you get USD amount. This one, 20,000 dong can buy you toiletries, I mean tissue paper, maybe some kind of small bread, a cup of coffee, maybe not. Coffee costs much more than that. A cup of instant noodles, maybe yes. Anyway, it's really small. And then the next smaller currency, even smaller. We have 10,000 here. It's kind of yellow and light green. The amount is here. So how do you differentiate? I mean, later I'll tell you again. Look at the big amount here, and there's one small amount here. Behind, the photo change again. Now it's some kind of scenery here, a kind of shipping dock, a wharf there. And then, as usual, you see the 10,000 here, the inverted behind. They have a 10,000, 10,000 here behind, 10,000. Muenin nong. So what can this buy in Vietnam? The money has become smaller once more. Half of it, half of 20,000, 20,000 dong, it can just buy you a can of drink. Maybe a can of Sprite, or I don't think it's enough for French fries. A small packet of French fries at McDonald's. You can tip anyone, a driver or a restaurant, using this small amount or bigger amount later. But this amount is commonly used as a small change, and the next smaller amount is 5,000, guys. It's kind of light blue and some white color. 5,000 here, 5,000 there, and 5,000 here. Look at that, you can draw a line there diagonally from left to upper right. And Mr. Ho Chi Minh portrait is here again with the Vietnam logo. So behind there's a portrait again. Picture it changed once more. Now it becomes a kind of scenery, kind of observatory kind of places. And the 5,000 appear 3 times. So what can this buy in 5,000? Getting smaller again, right? It's like 20 US cent. I mean 20 cents US dollar. 20 cents of a US dollar. It's very, very small. So this like, if you go to the convenience shop, you can buy those small little bread or the small little chocolates, those kind of things, or even a packet of tissue. This is getting lesser and lesser the money. Use a small change. And as I said earlier, there's actually a 2,000, even smaller, sorry, my handphone actually dropped. So after 5,000, there's supposed to be to have the 2,000 dong, but I don't have the note at the moment. It looks about the same as this 1,000 dong, but it's slightly bigger. I mean, in terms of length, and the smallest is 1,000. But actually, I saw the 500 before. It's a little bit red. It's even smaller. It's a half of 1,000, and that cannot really buy anything. But 2 of 500 is 1,000, so it's more commonly used as small change by taxi drivers or even at the buses attendants where they give you a small change back. So 1,000, what can you buy you in Vietnam? Just 1,000 alone? Nothing, right? You just think about it. If you're in Vietnam now, what can you buy? Even a mineral water, a bottle of the aqua or something, this Aquafina mineral water, it costs at least 5,000 Vietnam dong, which is like the blue color. This thing, this note here, at least. So 1,000 is like 20% of this is not enough. So you just don't think too much about this. But 5 of them makes 5,000, 10 of them makes 10,000. And now I'm going to tell you a story. Look carefully at all these notes. You'll find something special. Firstly, with the 500,000. Secondly, will be the 20,000. What is so special about them? Let's take a look at the same thing, similarities. Firstly, do you see that they are both blue colors? Which one is darker, which one is lighter? The 20,000 is darker, right? And 500,000 is less blue. That's where the, the scam occurs. I have been scammed once when I first visited Ho Chi Minh City. I took a taxi and then for a short distance, and then the fare was like small amount. I think it's like 67,000. That was a many years ago. 67,000, and then guess what? I paid by the. Let me think again. Anyway, it was short change. I paid by like 500,000. I remember this, and then I got back much less than the exact amount of money. I should get back 433,000, but instead I get back like 46,000 or something, short of 400,000 because I got the color wrong and the amount wrong. I was just supposed to pay him like 46,000 is like 3 of these is 60,000, but then I pay a big note and was shortchanged. So after that, I go and learn about this. I went to learn very carefully about the currency of not only Vietnam and other countries so that I'll not be scammed. So it's very common. You put in your pocket or wallet. Oh, if at night after 5:30 p.m. in Vietnam it's sunset already, you know, there are no more lights. I mean, it's dark in Vietnam. So what do? When you go to pay by taxi in the taxi, firstly, you on your flash on your handphone and look carefully the color and the amount here. Which one is bigger? Obviously, if it's 500,000, it should be a bigger note, right? And smaller amount is smaller note. And that's not only the thing. Secondly, in most of the taxi, there's a light above your head. There's kind of a headlamp. You can request or you can just turn it on yourself to look at the money before you pay. Thirdly, advice like you can pay by card. In your Grab app, you can choose to pay by card as a default payment, and that will help in not using cash at all, and that will be perfect. But then if you lost your card, that's another kind of worry there. So now, how do you become a millionaire? Very simple. 1 million is how many of these notes? The answer is 2, right? 2 times 500,000 is 1 million. So very fast, you become a millionaire. But that's in Vietnam only because the money is inflated. It means the number of zeros are very big, a lot of zeros there. So it's kind of become small money now. But 1 million, what can you buy? I asked this question before. Anyway, it's still not a big amount of money. You can buy your rice cooker, a fan, some of the bigger items like maybe a shirt, a kind of pants, a pair of shoes, a skirt, a blouse, some handphone accessories, a good meal in a restaurant, a buffet restaurant for 2 persons. 1 person is about 500,000. 500,000, that's enough for a buffet. Roughly around there, it can be slightly more, depending on the type of restaurant you're going to. And you can actually get back some change. Sometimes the cheap buffet can be about 350,000, so you get back 30,000. 300,000, sorry. It's getting late. I wanted to do this video a long time to show you guys how is the currency like and how to identify them to avoid being ripped off. Secondly, there are no coins. There used to be coins in the Vietnam currency, but now I don't see them anymore. It's just the notes itself, and these notes are polymer. Made of polymer, it means it's waterproof, but it's not tear-proof. This is one thing. And secondly, it's like if you want to convert from Vietnam dong to US dollar, you just divide by the current rate, which is 25,000. So one of these notes is 500,000. How much is it in US dollar? Your time start now. The winner will get a little prize. You can draw your comment now. You have 3 seconds. Okay, nobody replied. The current US dollar, $1 is 25,000 Vietnam dong. So to convert from Vietnam dong to US dollar, just divide this amount, 500,000 divided by 25,000. You get it. Yola is $4. All right. So if you have 1 million Vietnam dong, you have $8, and so on. So just be careful, and then you can use a SE currency in the Internet Explorer to find out the latest currency rate. The US dollar has increased against this Vietnam dong over the past 2 years. It used to be under 20,000, but over the years it has become like stronger, 22,000, 23,000, and currently it's at 25,000 if you get a good deal. I mean, how do I say? You go to money changer, you get 25,000, that's considered good. And then there's one part about the money, using money in the north of Vietnam, the Hanoi, and versus the south of Vietnam, in Saigon area in the north, they call it Ninh Dong. Ninh means 1,000, so Nam Cham is 500, Ninh Dong is, he multiplied by 100,000, so it's 500,000. That's what is printed on the note, but in Saigon or the South Vietnam, they call it Nen. Nen. Nam Cham Nen Dong. So there's a difference. And for Vietnamese, normally they do not say the dong. They say Nam Cham. For convenience sake, they just omit the 30. They just say Nam Cham. Nam means 5, Jam is a multiple of 100. So Nam Cham is 500. So what about this one? 20,000, they don't say 20,000. They can maybe just say Hai Mui, which is, we understand is 20,000. Alright. But for beginner, you just say the Ninh Dong. I mean, it's fine. And then in Vietnam, if you say Hai Mui Ninh Dong, everyone will understand. You say 20,000, it's fine too. The younger generation, they learn some English in the schools. But for older generation, I think they know it too because they sell a lot of items to foreigners which in the tourist retreat areas. They learn the English, so no problem. If you just face difficulty, there's two situations, two ways you can do. Firstly, use your hand to point 20, something like that, 20. Or secondly, you say 20 in English. Thirdly, use a calculator or your handphone calculator, show them the amount. If you are scared of handphone being snatched, you can bring an actual calculator to key in the number, even go shopping. And now let's talk about shopping experience part. Okay, firstly, before that, I just like to say thanks everyone for watching the live stream. I really hope that this video and live stream can help future tourists to come to Vietnam and use their money wisely, as in not being cheated or being scammed. Although the scams are not many, but it's wiser to be careful because you never know what happened in any country. So, and then another tip will be keeping all these small change handy. Have a lot of them in your wallet when you are traveling in Vietnam, because if you're taking a taxi or buying things, this will come into use, or even 50,000 dong, because 100,000 is okay. But if you pay like every single time you pay by 500,000, you guess what? Those vendors or sellers will not be too happy because they have to give you a small change to every kind of customer like us, and then you guess what? They run out the change very fast. So how do you get small change? We do not have any small change. Simple. One way is go to convenience store and just buy something of big value, maybe 300,000. You buy some food or mooncakes or whatever, a lot of stuff, and then you pay by the cash. You get that like 200,000. Second way, you pay by 500,000 in a restaurant. In a restaurant, normally you spend at least 100,000 and above, so you get back some change. Obviously, sometimes the waiter, waitress, or even manager may not be happy, but sometimes it just happens. We only have, it's really true, sometimes we only have this amount. If there's no intention that we have the small amount, we pay by big amount. It's less of this stage, it's not much of this situation anyway. And then in Vietnam, number 3, do not carry too much money around. I think for every day you can carry like 1 million or just 500,000, and you just bring your bank card, your ATM card to withdraw money if you need them, or to pay for some stuff, because snatch thieves and snatch them robbery is very common here. You just need to be very careful. Do not bring a bunch of 500,000 and just open your wallet, then people see, and then you become a target, a victim. That's bad, and the danger, this kind of thing, no good. So you have the ATM, right? Normally you press 1 million, you can get back. If you're lucky, you get 500,000. Sometimes you get like 5 of these 200,000, or sometimes you get a mix of 200,000 and 100,000. Actually, in ATMs, I prefer to get the small notes because it helps me to, It helps me to do the transaction easier and more conveniently. For example, if the bill is 100,000, I just pay this and it's finished. I do not need to wait for any change stuff. Okay, the next thing will be like, sometimes you get a fake notes back. That's a problem. You give the correct amount, let's say 100,000, there's no change, right? But if the item is like 80,000, you should get back 20,000, right? But that 20,000 turned out to be fake, or they are torn. Let me show you an example of the torn notes, guys. You look at the 5,000 notes. Look at here, this part, it has been glued together by the tape, which is not very nice looking, but guess what? People still use it in Vietnam. And I really only realize it when I just take a closer look here. Some people may reject if you give them like this note, they'll look at it carefully. And sometimes if you give it even 500,000 note, they suspect it's a fake one. They also look at it carefully, especially in the big malls and some kind of restaurants. I'm not sure, but I encountered it before. I mean, other countries do this same thing. You go to China, they look at the RMB, the renminbi. They also look at the $100 note as if it's a fake one, because in China there are a lot of fake notes around. So just take note, there are no coins currently. There are no more coins. The coins were used a long time ago. And then if you like this video, just can like it and consider subscribe to my channel for more of the amazing travel adventures and seafood videos. Currently in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, there's lots of programs coming up, be it the street food and the travel adventures. I'm just so excited to share them with all the world through YouTube, and especially with my current subscriber right now. So now I'm going to give you a little test, guys. Look at these notes once again. As I mentioned, 1000 is currently the smallest one, although there's a 500 version, the red color, but don't see in use anymore. The smallest is 1000 currently. If the bill is 35,000, how should I pay it now? If the bill is 35,000, if with the small notes here, we have 5,000, right? We take out first 10,000, that's 15,000, right? So we are short of 20,000 over here. Now it's the total 35,000. You can count 5,000, 10,000, that's 15,000, at 20,000, 35. Okay, that's the bill. Thank you. And then you sayonara. You say goodbye to them, and maybe you want to get a receipt. It's up to you. Can give tips also. You just make sure that if you get the change back, it should not be torn too much. The most is like 1% of the note. If it's like half of it, until here, you have the right to reject this note and return to the staff to ask them to give you a new note, because you tell them this the note you received and be firm about it, because this is just 5,000 note. But what if it's 500,000? Then guess what? If you accept that note, you use it in another place, they may not accept this, and this is treated as a non-existent note. It's not considered as money, and that's where the problem comes in. Just check carefully. Even at money changer, they may shortchange you. If you change like, let's say 5 million, they give you a stack of notes, right? But you do not count at the spot there. So what happens? You go home, you check. So after checking, what do you find? You are short of 500,000. You only go back 4 million and 500,000. You are short of shortchange by 500,000. So what do? You go back. They will say no, no, no. You did not check, and they give the correct change. So it's always best to check on the spot, double check. Actually, they have a kind of machine there, money changing, a kind of dollar note. If it's 10 500,000 note, so the amount on that machine will be 10 of these notes. And then when you really have to check, then just do it quickly, But if you see other kind of smaller notes, tell them immediately, do not keep quiet, change on the spot, or just be a bit louder so that other people can hear and do not use their services anymore. Or you can check out their rating on the Google first before going down to the shop itself. In Saigon, there are a lot of money changers. Some of them are better, some of them are not so good. I've actually encountered at least 3 or 4 money changer not so good already, because they give some kind of torn notes. Secondly, they try to shortchange, and thirdly, they need you wait for at least 1 hour, even though there are just a few people in the crowd. And there's actually a 24-hour money changer in Saigon. Maybe later I'll leave a link there. I mean, the shop name and the address. It's in Ho Chi Minh City, District 1, Saigon. And by the way, Saigon is the old name of Ho Chi Minh. I mean, it's the old name of Ho Chi Minh City. It actually means the same thing. And they're having like the metro station ready, but on the 22nd December this year, I'm going to like go there and look for some video. Make some video. I'm not sure if it runs on time. You know, in Vietnam, a lot of things are like delayed. The metro project has been delayed for 10 years, guys, over 10 years. And now they tell us that it's going to open on 22nd. I'm just having some doubts. But it's okay. Anyway, back to currency. Okay, the testing part is like if now the bill is like 770,000, how do you pay this in the Vietnamese dollars? The currency. Now you only have 500,000, you are short how much? That's right, you are short 270,000 Vietnamese dollars. So how do you pay next? Not enough, right? Can you say that that's all I have? Sorry, I can help you to wash these dishes. Obviously, they will say no. They just demand the money. So you call your friend. Not a good way because they'll think that you don't have money. Why do you go and spend that money? The best you have some money here, 200,000. Now sure, how much? 70,000. Okay, you do not have it. So what's next? Bonus 100,000. Right here will be 500 plus 200 plus 100, and add 1,000. 30 back is 800,000. You should get back how much? 800,000 minus 770,000. That's 30,000. You should get back. This change is right here. 30,000 only, which is not a lot. It's just like $1.20 US dollar, but it's still money. You know, you can give them a tip, say, okay, it's okay, never mind. Keep the change. 等卡少空少 it's okay. Just say this. They will still understand. It's a tip, it's okay. They understand straight away. Now there's another issue coming up. There's one kind of common problem when you take the taxi that is like the customer want the change back, but the taxi driver do not have enough change back. So the kind of situation here. Let's say the bill is like 170,000. Okay, 160,000 Vietnam dong, but you only have 200,000. So you pass it to the driver and say, hi, this the bill. I only have 200,000. Sorry about it. He'll just find a 40,000 change back, right? But at this point, the driver sitting in front realize he doesn't have the change of 40,000. So what happens is he give you like maybe 10,000 back. He say he only has this. So in theory, how much left you are short change? There'll be 30,000, right? 40,000 minus 10,000. So you're thinking in the back of your head, oh, I should get back 30,000, but now the driver told me he has only 10,000. So what should I do now? Should I insist, or what should I do now? That's the thing. And then sometimes the driver may not telling the truth. He's kind of doing a lie so that he can get more money at the end of the day. So to share among his family, and not because one time they get a tip of 30,000 for 10 customers, there'll be 300,000. If that's 300,000 a day, 1 month, he will get 80 million. That's right. No, that's 9 million a month from just not giving the correct change back to customers when he's supposed to. At this situation, you can have a few options. Number one, Tree has a tip to him, 30,000, buy a coffee for him. It's okay. Number two, let me just think how to say it. You just say that you also need the money. You also do not have much money, and now you are facing some difficulty. You can show him your wallet, which has just a little few notes of this. Maybe the driver will be honest at that time and pass you back the remaining 30,000, but this is not confirmed. Secondly, if you pay for the taxi, at the best, let's say taxi ride is like 190,000, right? Okay, let's make it simple. The taxi ride is 200,000. Okay, you only have this note 500,000. You pass him this amount. How much you get back? 300,000, right? Right here, 200 and 100. You should get back 300,000 because the taxi fare was 200,000. But then what happens is he only pass you back 200 and maybe 20,000. And then the same situation happens. There's a way the taxi drivers do this. He just treat as nothing happened. He will just act as very innocent. He will just act as very innocent, and he just walk away when you should get 300,000 back. So you are shortchanged by 80,000 at this point. Do not hesitate to tell him that there's still a 80,000 change. Do not be shy because 80,000 is quite a lot of money. It's not a small amount in Vietnam. You can buy one meal or maybe 2 meals. It depends on how much you spend on per meal. Do not let the taxi driver go away first. Hold on to the money, the change, and tell him that 80 more thousand for the change. Tell him firmly, do not say it's okay because that's a big amount. It's worse if he just give you 200,000, so you are short 100,000. It's not every time, but I've encountered such you can say like dishonest kind of taxi driver that exist because as I mentioned earlier, if you do not say that you'll be shortchanged, they'll keep it as a tip, and that tip multiplied by per customer per month is actually quite a lot of money. All right, and there's one more tip is like try to pay in card, and then but some of the places in Vietnam they just accept cash, like the roadside, the street stores. You buy a bowl of noodles, a bowl of rice. Most of the time they just accept cash. It's only 10% they accept the cash payment the card payment by bank transfer. It's not so much. So there you have it. The basics of this Vietnamese currency. Let me just keep it one more time. So I just arranged them to let you guys see one last time which one is the biggest note, which is the smallest note. In ascending order, that means the smallest note in front. Alright, let's start 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and lastly 500,000. Let's go in reverse order. 500,000, 200,000, 100, 50, 10, 20, 10, 5,000, and 1,000. Okay, let's look carefully now the size of the notes. The smallest, you see will be 1,000, right? On the left side is everything the same. 1,000 is the smallest, followed by 5,000, followed by 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and biggest will be the biggest note will be 500,000. And not just that, you look at the size, the length, the breadth here. 1,000 actually shorter than the rest of the notes. Other things be equal. You see that compare the smallest 1,000 note and the 500,000. Do you see the obvious difference now? Now, 5,000, 100,000 is longer here and also longer here, the width, and longer. It's actually not so important, but it's just for reference. So total amount here, how much? 500 and 1,000. You see the extra, this part, the blue color. But how about 1,000 versus 5,000? It's about the same, right? But not actually. The 5,000, there's a very, it's still bigger than 1,000. You took the opposite side. This part, guys, the 5,000 is still bigger. 10,000 versus 20,000 is also obvious. 10,000 is longer in the breadth and the length. The length and the breadth here. Look at that, this area. How about 20,000 versus 50,000? Obviously, once again, 50,000 win. But this time, the width of the breadth is the same, but the length is still 50,000 bigger due to the red color. If you see together, you put together, you cannot see the 20,000. But if you put the 20,000 on top of 50,000, you can see the 50,000. So that's one amazing thing right here. 50,000 versus 100,000. 100,000 is still bigger, right? By the length only, but the width is the same. It's only the length. 100,000 versus 200,000. The width is the same. The length 200,000 is longer by a 0. Maybe 2 centimeter. And lastly, 200,000 versus 500,000. The width is the same. The length is just longer a bit. But most importantly, the numbers, the currency is written, the biggest number is written at the bottom, more to the left side. And the serial number, there's serial number and a watermark here. The watermark is actually the number 200,000 printed. Not sure if you guys see it. The watermark 200,000. And over here we inverted. You see the 30 first. The 50 and then the 2 inverted here. There's one more here, but there's no numbers already. And one interesting note is for this kind of money, right? Just I was telling you guys about this upper left kind of thing. It only happens or exists for 50,000 onwards. 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 here, and 500,000. And for the remaining small notes, the 20,000 just in the picture, 10,000, there's nothing here. 5,000, nothing. And 1,000 is just also nothing. So it's just a small observation I noticed when I'm doing this video. Previously when I'm using the notes, I did not notice so much, but you get to be observant once you do the live stream. The real money should feel smooth and not really rubbery. Everything should be quite smooth, and you can actually fold the money if you like. Folded money accepted in Vietnam. Okay, there's another situation where you go to the ATM bank and then you press the money. Okay, then you get a torn note, as in it's like torn or start with something. Then you can actually go back to the branch, the bank, on the same days before 5 p.m. or the next working days. If you receive the bill at the ATM after 5 p.m. to tell them you like a change of the bill because you got a torn note or something like this note. Remember the 5,000? If you got this kind of thing, this kind of notes, you can actually go back and return, and the bank will replace free of charge for the note. But you need to go, take your own transport to and fro 2 times, 2 there and back home. Is there a bigger note than 500,000? Not at the moment. I don't think there'll be in the future because this currency has been used for many years. I think since the Independence Day, independence of Vietnam. So, how many kind of 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000? There are actually 9 denominations. You see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Where's the missing one? The 2,000, which I don't have at the moment, but it looks very similar and the same as 1,000. It's just that it replaces a number 2. It looks very similar, but anyway, it's too small to consider that. Sometimes there's one time at the ATM, I pressed the money, nothing came out. I was very shocked at the Tanzania International Airport, the international terminal beside the Burger King. There's one Burger King there, arrival hall. There was 2 ATM. I used the ATM on the right side. If I remember correctly, it's Techcombank. And then I pressed maybe 3 million. I was shocked. I entered my password correctly. I put in my card, enter password, correct password. I waited there for like Oh, almost 1 minute, nothing came out, not even one dong, not even 1,000 dong. I was really, really shocked. And guess what? Luckily, I got my card back, but the money, right? For that, you have to contact the bank, call the bank, verify your detail, your name, your passport number, and then your card number and some other details. Then the customer service officer will help you to get a refund. I mean, they'll credit the money back to your account in about 1 to 2 weeks time, but normally it takes faster than that. So it's actually kind of luck thing. You are lucky, nothing happens. You're not so lucky, your money is stuck at the ATM. And if you need the money urgently, then it becomes an issue. So just bring an extra card. I mean, 2 cards when you're in Vietnam. The first one will be like a Visa, second will be a kind of Master, and bring some cash also. And one last thing, guys, there are large fines and penalties for bringing money more than 15 million dong out of Vietnam or when you enter Vietnam. If you are caught at the custom, you'll be escorted to a private room, and then the custom staff will demand you to pay them bribes or the money to them. If you carry amount that's more than 15 million Vietnamese dong, that is like maybe I need to work out how much that US dollar, maybe 900. Because there's a scanner at the when you exit Vietnam, there's a scanner that scans our bags, wallets and stuff. They go to there's a money detecting scanner there, and then they can see through our wallets. They can see through like how much notes there is there, roughly how much, and they detect a big amount. You'll be stopped once you pass through that scanner. They will escort you to a private room and stress you into you giving them some money, and then if not, they'll say you're going to miss your flight. Sorry, you need to go out of the. You need to go to the office in District 1 to pay your fine. Then you come back. You cannot take your flight that day, and that's the kind of pressure because it's just you versus that staff over there in a private room. Nobody know what's happening, and then normally the staff will demand a very big amount of money, and then you try to bargain. He will ask you like how much you have. This is an actual situation that happened to me. It happened before. As I'm saying this, I'm just like remembering what happened. It's like I carried over the amount, and then that machine actually detected I have more than 50 million Vietnamese dong, and there's one guy wearing spectacles, about 50 years old. He just looked at me angrily, asked me to open my bag, and then he asked me to open my wallet, and then I opened as requested. He saw there are more notes inside. He told me to take my bag and then go to the private room together with him. I thought, what issue is it? I don't carry drugs or something. It's because of the money. And then I just sat in the room for like almost an hour. He told me that he showed me a book actually and said that, oh, you you carry over 50 million. So how much you pay? You carry more than 200 million. How much you need to pay? If you don't pay, it's fine. You don't get to board your flight that day, and you need to go out of the airport, and then they give you a slip of paper for you to pay the fine at another office, which is in District 1. So if you are the customer at that point, will you choose to pay so that you can board the flight, or you choose to miss the flight, not to pay the big fine, and then go to another office in District 1 to pay the fine? Just think about it, guys. You repack your luggage, everything already, and then this kind of thing happen. Most of us just pay the fine, but how much? The staff asks another question. If it's too much, then we have to go. We have to exit. I mean, we have to miss our flight and come back another day. It's okay. You need to be reasonable. Just tell him that. Just tell the staff that. Firstly, you don't know the law here, and then you're sorry. And then actually you're carrying that much money because you're exiting Vietnam. You're not coming back, so you do not have a bank account. You're a foreigner. You're bringing back to home country to exchange back to a local home currency, so you can put your savings bank. And it's not like kind of money laundering or something. You don't know what in Vietnam, just a tourist, and then you don't know the law. Just be apologetic. Do not be aggressive and shout with each other or try to fight or something. You get the worst trouble. The police may come, and then you'll be banned from entering Vietnam. That's a bigger problem. They may have a kind of blacklist book in their system. You never know this kind of thing happen. So you just cooperate with them. But as I said, the issue is money. If it's too much, you have the choice not to block your flight. You miss your flight. And once again, it depends how much is the value of the flight. Is less more than 1,000 US dollar, then maybe you pay like a few, maybe 200 US dollar and you can abort your flight. If your flight is like 200 US dollar and they ask for 300 US dollar, then it's wise for you to choose not to board that flight, not to pay the fine, then exit the Tanzania International Airport, book a hotel, and the next day, if that's your paper, you're going to pay your fine at another office, and then return to the airport again with less than 15 million dong. And then if you have excess money, please make sure that you spend it. Firstly, you spend it before you leave Vietnam, or secondly, you pass that money to a trusted Vietnamese friend, and thirdly, you buy some kind of iPhone or some kind of gadget that is worth that money. For example, a new handphone, a new wallet, a new kind of pair of shoes that is expensive, a kind of designer brand, rather than being caught at the custom and then you are asked to pay a fine. Stressful situation, wasted time, lots of sweat and stress. That's a personal encounter and situation. And remember, do not carry too much Vietnam dong on the streets. Do not flash your valuables, jewelry, or just carry a wallet or your handphone on the hand this way. Put your wallets and the handphone in a pocket where there's a zip so that it's safe. Do not put your handphone at the back of your pocket. The snatch thief and robbers are very clever nowadays. They just need 1 second. Zoom. You do not know what happened. You go home and try to get a wallet. When you're going to pay the taxi driver and you cannot find anything, the stress happens. You need to cancel your cards, redo your cards, and then call the banks. Lots of time and things wasted. Most importantly, if you lost your handphone, all the data, the hand photos, videos, memories, contacts all gone, and you cannot sleep that night. I'm telling the truth from one of my friends' personal experience. Even though lost your police report, until now still cannot find the phone. Even though there's camera evidence, that's like over 1 month ago, 2 months ago. Until now, no news yet. Guys, so be alert of your surroundings and try not to dress too rich, you see. I mean, for guys, you can just wear shorts if you like, or some kind of t-shirt. No gold jewelries, gold rings, lots of fancy stuff, and people see that you are rich, they may try to scam you or try to rob you. That's no good. If we are rich, we are just pretend to be poor, and if we are just normal, we are clever, we just pretend to be normal people, no need to show off anything. That's experience for this, and thanks everyone for watching the industry work. It's getting late, so the next step I'm going to do will be take a rest first, drink lots of water. I'm having a sore throat now from talking too much, and then I'm going to edit more videos while I sleep, and I'm going to do some little housework. I hope you guys learned something useful today. It's a pleasure to host in Lashing once again. If you find this video useful, can like the video so that YouTube will recommend this video more users. And stay safe. Do subscribe for more awesome adventures, be it a street food or travel adventures or anything interesting that I see related to travel and food. I will just do a live stream or do some videos, long videos especially. And please check out my latest video on the Singapore Buddhist Relic Temple. It's a very beautiful and majestic temple in Chinatown. It's the biggest temple in Singapore, and then the video is uploaded this afternoon. Can check it out. Yeah, pretty that's it. And then for the money thing, like, okay, just share with you guys. I do not use a lot of the money, the dollar I use mostly cards nowadays in Vietnam. When I buy online stuff, I use cards and I pay on the app by my card. Visa or Master, it depends. This kind of, the money, the notes, right? I just keep a little, maybe one time I just bring out 500,000 or even just less, like 300,000, because I do not want to be robbed on my wallet or handphones, so I'm very cautious about this. And then, yeah, that's just some of the tip. So this is one of the whole worst, one of the strangest currency when the money is inflated by a lot of zero. The reason, please do not ask me, I'm not Vietnamese, but I think that the money is inflated, that's not the reason. If it's not inflated so much, the money will be like one of the money will be big. For example, 100 US dollar is about like, wow, how much is it? In multiply 25,000, that's a lot of money. Alright guys, stay safe. See you in the next live stream tomorrow afternoon. I'm doing a review of another local street food. That's about between 2 to 2:30 p.m. Alright, gonna keep the money first. Wow, what a day, man. Oh yeah, one last thing. Before you guys come to Vietnam, it's your first time, right? Change your money into the Vietnamese dong before you come, because firstly, you'll not get cheated. Secondly, you don't have to spend time to find money changer when you can really enjoy the street food and travel in Vietnam already. I guess you guys understand what I mean, right? The currency of Vietnam, interesting. Alright guys, thanks everyone. I'm going to end the live stream now. Take care guys. Stay safe.